dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano Boarding and Day School.
Good morning, grade 1s. It is a bright day again. I have you for my lesson this day, and today we are going to start with science. Today, our lesson today, it is science. Now, before we start anything, always we have to look at the date. The date of today, it is going to be, or it is on the 14th. 14th is of which month? The 14th of fourth month, which is April, and then which year? The year is 2012. The year is 2012. Now, let us look at our lesson today. Our lesson today is going to be parts of the plant. Our lesson today is going to be parts of the plant. Now, what do we have for parts of the plants today? We have our subtopic, or our small topic, is going to be different parts of the plants. Different parts of the plants. Now, to ask ourselves this question, or to begin with our question today, where does food come from? That is the first question we are going to ask ourselves today. Where does food come from, children? We have said that it is very important for us to be able to eat food in our last lessons, but we want to understand more and find out the foods we eat. Where do they really come from? Most of the foods, most of the plants give us food from different foods. Most of the plants give us different types of foods. Most of the plants give us what, children? They give us different types of foods. Now, the parts of plants are, what are the parts of plants, children? Let us look at different parts of the plants. The parts of the plants are, number 1, roots. Roots. Number 2, leaves. Number 3, stems. Number 4 is flowers. Let's look at that. Number 1, roots. Number 2, leaves. Number 3, stems. And then we also have the seeds that come from what, children? They come from the flowers. Okay, on our board today, we have the parts of the plants. We have different parts of the plants, and the first one we have there, it is what, children? It is the flowers. It is the flowers. This is a lovely flower. It is the flowers. Now, that is the flower. Number 2, we have the stem. That is the stem. Number 3, we have the roots. That is the roots. This is the flower, this is the stems, and this is, of course, the roots. We also have other different parts of the flower. And these are the leaves. the leaves, and the seeds. We also have other parts of the plant as the leaves and the seeds. Okay? Now, let us move on. Let us move on to our main topic today, which is going to be parts of a plant. What are the parts of the plant? Number one, the parts of a real plant are described, or they are shown on our board today. This is the plant. Now, number one, we have that is flower. Which part of the plant is this? Flower. Number two, we have stem. Which part of the plant is this? This is the stem. Number three, we have the leaves. Which part of the plant is this, children? The leaves. And then we have number four, the fruit. Which part of the plant is this? The fruit. And then we have, lastly down there, which part of the plant is that? It is the roots. Roots always grow deep down in the soil. To continue with our lesson, now let us look at foods. Let us look at our lesson notes today, which is going to be on the foods. Remember, most of the topic today that we have been looking at, or most of the work today we have been looking at, it is specifically on foods. And then from there we have also looked at these foods. We wanted to find out where these foods come from. And we have learned that foods come from a plant. We have also gone ahead and found and also studied and also looked at different parts of a plant. We have seen different parts of a plant, and then lastly we looked at the whole plant and we named all of it. Thereafter, now we want to see how we want to continue with our notes today, or we want to continue with our subject today. And we are saying this, that on the first point on the foods today is going to be some foods must be cooked before eating. Some foods always must be cooked before eating. That is one thing we are going to learn today. While others can be eaten without cooking. What are we learning, children? That some foods must always be cooked before eating, and while others must be eaten even without cooking. Now, point number 2. Foods must be cleaned well before cooking or eaten. What are we learning? Foods must be cleaned well before cooking or eating. Point number 3, in our lesson today, we cook the food to soften it and also to kill the germs. Children, why should we cook food? We cook food to make it soft for us to be able to eat, and also to soften it. Okay, cooked foods. Let us look at maybe a few of the foods that we cook at home. A few of the foods that we cook at home are beans, rice, spaghetti, potatoes, cabbages. I repeat again, children, the foods that we cook at home are beans, rice, spaghetti, potatoes, cabbages. These are some of the foods that we cook at home. Let us look at other foods that we can eat without cooking. we can eat without cooking. Some of the foods that we can eat without cooking, they are as follows, which are fruits. Most of the fruits, actually we don't need to cook fruits. We only need to wash and clean the fruits very well and then be able to consume or be able to eat them. And then of course we also need to eat fruits which are ripe and fruits which are not rotten. Maybe in the next lesson we are going to look at foods which are rotten and foods which are not rotten. Then we have carrots. We can eat a carrot. When mommy is cooking food, you can always just tell mommy peel for me a carrot, and you bite it and eat it without cooking. Tomatoes, we use this for cooking, and we can as well eat them raw without cooking.